Yo, 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 welcome to the Beat Lab. I'm Sweaty Teddy. I'm here with my guys, as always, Leisure Suit.
What up?
And Lucas.
Hello.
And hey, we got a special guest. He's on the line today, Brian Storm. He's one of my favorites online, man, making all the dope-ass metal cover videos and stuff. So everybody say hi to Brian.
What up, Brian?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
Dude, it's fucking sick having you on this show, brother. I've been following you for a long time, man. I think the first video I saw was the Volumes cover.
Ah, yes. Erased, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yes. Love that band so much. I'm such a fan of that band. I've been listening to them for years. I was super bummed out when their vocalist recently left.
What?
Yeah, man. Yeah, we heard about that. And man, I thought you were a shoo-in for that job.
I really appreciate that, first of all, number one. Number two, I don't know if I am necessarily cut out for a touring band, unless it's like joining One Direction or something that's going to make me an instant millionaire. I have a lot of friends who tour in bands, and man, it's a rough life. And I do so many other things, like write bullshit fake news articles and stuff like that. And
like the James Hetfield country article, right?
Yeah, country, Hetfield Road, man. It's going to be a big thing. I can't wait. Debuting at the Grand Ole Opry.
Wow.
Yeah, that thing went out there. I'm trying to become the Onion of heavy metal.
The Onion, multiple layers.
Yes, that's right. I cry when it's chopped up, but
so I was really a fan of the Thriller thing.
Oh, okay. So the Thriller video that we did, me and Jonathan, who's the guitarist in that video, we just had a guy over and we were showing him that video actually earlier. And one of the things I like about that video is the obnoxious level of, elaborate that we went to create that video. And
that's exactly, I mean, it's like, it's comedy at the same time, right? I mean, it's just,
yes.
The video itself, I was laughing my ass off at your acting. That was excellent, dude. Perfect, perfect spoof on that.
Well, first of all, at what point am I going to finally get my Oscar? Okay, let's just get that out of the way.
I nominate you.
I got screwed. Leonardo DiCaprio didn't deserve it. But, that video is something that we want to sort of model going forward in the future. And I'll tell you guys, I'll give you guys the premise for our next video. And we haven't told anyone this, but our next video, we're going to do the Drake. Yeah, that's right. We're going to do Drake's Jumpman, the song he did with Future that's all over the radio.
Yes.
And we're going to get some grills, and I'm going to pull out like $33 in ones. And you know what? We're going to show people how flashy we really are.
That is excellent.
I might buy a pack of cigarettes. I might smoke them. It depends on how serious, things are going to get.
How dedicated are you to the role?
Yeah, that's right. So it's method acting. And, we're going to show everyone that we're harder than Drake could ever be, harder than Future could ever be. And, I'm ordering my flight jacket as we speak.
Nice.
Damn. That's dedication. That's going all in.
I love it.
Yes.
Little Saturday Night Live, a little music. I mean, and dude, you are a great singer, by the way. I mean, the Thriller.
Oh, thank you so much, man.
Well, the vocals on Thriller, I was like, dude, is he going to be able to pull this off? When we were getting close to the chorus, I was like, fuck, dude, he's got to go pretty high to hit that. And then you delivered
Dude,
for me.
He has some runs on Drag Me Down, the One Direction cover. Did you hear that?
You know what? I don't listen to anything One Direction, but I will listen to Brian sing it, especially since you made that awesome comment that you would join them immediately. Because most guys that can sing like you would be like, no, fuck that. But
well, for me, I think that having seen, and I've talked a little bit about this online, it bothers me to see, as I'm sure you guys know, how difficult it is to truly make a living as a musician. So when I say, getting out there on the road and seeing the reality of all of it, I can do 10 different things at home from my little battle station here and create content and release things on YouTube and all the different tools that are available. But when you go on tour, it's one concise thing. And I'm got to be honest here, I'm too ADHD for that,
Yeah.
Well, I don't think anybody knows that more than Luke here. You know, having toured
Yeah.
with Edema and being
Absolutely.
being Luke's best friend, man. You know, I've been through it with this guy since day one, and watching him on tour. You know, yeah, he was having the time of his life, but man, those bands, dude, they do struggle, man. It's not all glitz and glamour. You know, you see the music videos and you think, man, this guy's got to be living in the Hollywood Hills, you know.
Well, I think
Yeah.
that we touched on that a little bit
On the
one of
last episode,
Yeah, I was
right?
talking about 30 Seconds to Mars, and I watched that film Artifact. Right.
Yes, what
I
a
mean,
film that was.
You know, and when you've got Chester on there from Linkin Park saying, you know, yeah, this is legit. It is fucking really hard to make a living. I mean, Linkin Park, dude, is one of the biggest bands of the modern era.
Yes.
Right. I mean, they can still go out and probably play 60,000 seats a night in most parts of the world. Right now, they could.
Yeah.
And that, you know, so these guys are making some serious cash touring, but album sale, I mean, they're really not keeping a lot of that because it keeps a lot, you know, you have to have a lot of staff to make a big show and a big tour happen.
Yeah.
And if you want to live in any kind of like, you know, good status, like you have to be on a bus. I did it in a van, you know, we were almost constantly out. We'd come home for 2 weeks at a time, be back out for 6. And it was fucking brutal. I mean,
Yeah.
the living conditions. And at the end of it, you know what I had? Enough money to come home and pay my rent on my apartment.
Yep.
Well, I remember the big thing was you got that badass stainless steel refrigerator, and you're like, yo, this is the fruits of my labor, right?
Yeah, that was $2,700. That was all the money I got from my record sales. That's what I
fucking crazy.
Yeah, and so if you look at SoundScan, my record had 80,000 sound scans in the United States. Okay, so that means we
Jeez.
legit sold 80,000 fucking records. So it doesn't take a mathematician to do the math on what that is.
Yeah.
Right? Let's just say it's $10 a fucking record.
Yes.
All right, that's a ton of money. That's a fuckload of money. And so how much of that did I see? A stainless steel refrigerator's worth, about $2,700.
Hey, but
You know-
I mean, it was a nice refrigerator.
It was a fucking nice refrigerator.
Yeah. I can also expound upon that point that you made so valiantly there. When I released several years ago a cover of Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball. It was the first cover
That's got
I released
millions
that
of
ever,
hits.
Yeah, it's the first cover I released that ever went viral, and it ended up, for some obnoxiously stupid reason, hitting in the top 20 on the metal charts. And you know, we were above like Five Finger Death Punch and stuff, and it was funny. It was to me. And so the sales to that, I was like, oh man, you know, I need to just go ahead and start, you know, price out some BMWs, and then
Right, of course. I need to pick
Yeah.
out the mansion that works for me in Malibu.
Yeah.
Right?
So I'm like, all right, you know, and I'm like telling my parents, I'm like, don't ever talk to me again. You know, I'm never cleaning my room. And I'm just, you know, I'm just, I don't
Okay,
live
yeah,
with
right,
this.
that's
But,
hilarious.
you know, so when the check comes in and you look at it, and now granted, I'm even less and understandably less because it's a cover, and you want to make sure the songwriters get paid. But when that thing came in, I said, damn. You know, I mean, it was, I mean, I got some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches out of it. I mean,
Yeah. Well, I guess we're going to downgrade to Taco Bell tonight.
I mean, come on, baby. We're getting the 12 pack tonight,
Yeah.
and we're going to get some Keystone Light.
Yes.
You know what I saw online was that you know, the new Megadeth album just dropped. When was that? Like last
Yeah.
month, right? Dystopia.
Yeah, Dystopia.
So I saw online that last week the Metallica Black album outsold Dystopia that week.
Yes. 2 weeks in a row,
2 weeks in a
actually.
row. Okay.
How is that even possible?
Well, I think that you know, Metallica is such an iconic entity. You know, they're a band that the Black Album was a staple and still is a staple on American radio. And Dystopia, you know, a lot of people make so much about this disconnect with how Megadeth got, you know, trumped or whatever, and in the sales department. But I think that when rock radio is very much still enthralled with the early 90s and late 80s of rock and roll, and that's being pushed still heavily on the radio, and Enter Sandman has played every 4 songs, I think it's very easy to understand how they're going to outsell Dystopia, to be fair to Dave Mustaine, as much as he probably doesn't like me.
Well, you know what? I mean, I can't agree more. I mean, if anybody, I don't know, I didn't read this article because I don't give a shit about, you know, comparing Megadeth's new record to one of the greatest metal albums of all fucking time. I mean,
Yes.
look, the Black Album is still relevant right now. That's how fucking good it is.
Absolutely.
Well,
It's
that goes off of like the
it's like Dark
Spotify
Side of
plays.
it's like Dark Side of the Moon, man.
Yeah,
Who's
well,
gonna,
yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like that kind of record, dude. You know,
It's
like-
iconic stature for sure.
exactly. So, is Dave Mustaine crying about that, or what? Is he?
No, he's not. To be fair to him, this is and you know, I work for Metal Sucks, and this is something that the media basically. I don't remember where the story was sourced at initially, but you know, they look at sales figures, and it wasn't. Again, they gave a lot of credit to Megadeth. It was just sort of more so a testament to
Yeah.
Metallica's stature in the industry, and you know, their place as a legendary
Well,
band.
Brian, that's not. It's not necessarily like legit physical album sales either, right? It's for every like I don't know X amount of spins on the radio or Spotify or Pandora.
Right.
Those equate to an album sale, right?
Yeah, I do think these were SoundScan figures that came out, but I'm not exactly sure on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, either which way.
You know what though? Like, it's kind of weird though, because like for me, I didn't get into metal until like 2003, so I'm late. You know, like I'm a real late bloomer, but I'm a Megadeth fan over Metallica, and that's weird to people. Like,
No, that's cool, man.
people
I
look at
mean,
me weird though. Like, it's kind of like I'm Mexican, but I don't speak Spanish, and then people are like, "What the fuck? You don't speak Spanish?" And I'm
You're a
like-
white sicken.
I'm like, "Hey, I'm sorry, man." Yeah.
dude, my dude, my lady is Mexican, and she works in the medical field, and this doctor asked her to translate just because she's Mexican. He's like, "Yo, can you come help me
my
translate?"
God.
Yeah. So
yeah,
she.
you're like, hey, motherfucker, that's racist.
No, here's what's even worse. Here's what's worse. She goes, "Well, I don't speak Spanish fluently," and he goes, "What kind of Mexican are you?"
That's racist.
That was like, what the fuck,
You know
dude?
what? That's the kind of comments. Like, I have a group of Mexican friends. It's just another genre, right? And fucking when I tell one of them, they'll talk Spanish to me, and I'm just like, woo, right? But I have no fucking clue what the fuck they're talking about, and so I just play the fucking part,
Right.
Because I'm tired of hearing oh, you got this fucking big ass nopal on your forehead and you don't speak Spanish? What kind of fucking Mexican are you, eh? You know, like, fuck, I'm not from East Los Angeles. You know what I mean? Like, fucking shit. I'm sorry. I fucking
I
apologize.
speak American. Best damn
Yeah,
country in the
that's
world.
right. Fucking USA, you know?
American.
Fucking,
Right
let's
there,
go.
buddy.
Right there.
But that's the way people look at me when I say, I prefer fucking Megadeth over Metallica.
Yeah.
People are like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, no, you know, I want to get back to the music business for a second, though. Brian, tell me what is the model? What is the YouTube model? And I mean, you know, we don't have to get down to specific figures, but how does that work? Like, do you get paid per download or per view or what?
I work through a licensing company called Louder. They were recently acquired by CD Baby. They're a pretty major player in independent album distributions.
Okay.
And basically they handle all of the licensing for me, make sure everything's legal. And they take 30%. In addition, I think the 30% also encompasses the songwriter rights as well. But they take that percentage in addition to what iTunes and all the different bajillion service providers that are out there take as well. But speaking on the financials of sales, despite I mean, we do okay just because all of our videos are optimized for sales. Like, YouTube is very good about, you're watching and a card pops up even on your phones now and says, do you like this song? Download it now. And it'll take you right to it. It'll take you right to Google. But, much like you said, I'm probably only buying a steel refrigerator at this point.
Right. Well, we do this podcast. It's by people that love music, play music, but we're doing it for musicians and for listeners
Yes.
out there, right? we want to talk about what would you give if we've got some young musicians out there, what kind of advice would you give them about getting into the music business?
Oh man, absolutely. For me, and this is something that I've learned over time. There's two lessons that I've learned, and I know people will say this, but I swear to God, I live by this every single day. Number one is manage your expectations. There, time and time again, I think something's going to work out or something amazing is getting ready to happen, and I have to tell myself, this is not. Don't get your hopes up because you'll get crushed. And there have been multiple times when that has worked out for me. Number two, I'm not fishing for compliments, but I'm just trying to be completely honest here. I'm not the best singer in the world. That's a fact. Maybe I'm good at producing myself or something. I don't know, but I'm not the best singer in the world. But it's not the most talented people who are the most successful. It's the most persistent people. And I'm a very persistent person. I will continue to push it what I want to do. I run a website. I run multiple websites now. I push these videos all the time. And I think that you're not going to I love playing video games. I want to sit at home and play The Division right now. But, I want to talk about music and I want to help other people more because, I'm persistent in that way, just like you guys are, that for me is the most valuable advice that I could try from my own personal situation. I could try to push to other people.
That's excellent, man. I'll tell you what, that's definitely a standpoint I've had. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten the question, "Hey, Luke, how did you make it, dude? How did you get there?" I've gotten that question. That's the most I've been asked, right? And I tell people, it's not because I'm that good, right? I mean, you've got to have some talent. You can't be shitty, right? But I don't think that I'm some, virtuoso musician. I'm just not,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
I mean, I really love music, number one. But number two, and probably more importantly, I didn't want to let anything stand in my way. I was willing to try and work and stay longer and do more and promote more and whatever else I had to do to get there. That's what I was hungry. I was hungry for it, man. And that's what it took.
Like when you were doing the whole thing, did you have a plan B?
Hell no.
At that age, you know what I mean?
You can't have a plan B. If you want to make it,
but should you have a plan B though? That's my thing.
You can't think about it like that. I don't think you can, man. If you're all in, you cannot have you don't.
Well, no,
even
hold on.
wanna
Let's
think
ask
about
the man
that.
that's
You gotta
doing
put
it,
out of
Brian.
your head.
What's your plan B, man?
You know what? That's a very tough question to answer. I tend to side with going sort of all in, but again, when it comes to managing your expectations, you have to be skilled in multiple areas. And this is sort of something that I wanted to bring up too when you asked, maybe things I say to other people. I guess I had the chance to interview Kevin Lyman, who founded the Warped Tour last summer, and he gave me this big tour and everything. And one of the things he talked about that was just blew my mind that I never thought of, and I launched these websites like 3 weeks later, is he was like, diversify your portfolio. And for me, and this is the bullshit about the music industry that I hate, and I'm trying to counteract it every day, is that sometimes as a musician, you have a shelf life and your viability can wear off. When's the last time you saw a brand new band break onto the scene at age 45?
You never see that.
It sucks. So one of the things, I love music so much, and because I love that, I'm trying even now, I'm 26 years old. Even now, I'm constantly grabbing at different ways that I can hold on to being involved in the music industry for as long as I possibly can. No matter what it is, I don't care if I'm a singer or not, but I will be involved in some way.
What do you think this is for me? For us, this is us doing that. You know what I mean? So I have kids and I have a day job, dude. And I've moved on from being all in, but I was definitely when I was your age, that's where I was, dude. And I commend you.
Yes.
I know exactly where you are and I know the struggle, man. So good luck. on that piece.
Thank
of
you.
It. But you're fighting the good fight for those of us like me. I miss it, man. I miss it so bad. I mean, but I'm still recording now. So I decided to do, you know, I don't give a shit if I'm 37 years old. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
I'm going to get after it right now. I'm going for it. I actually just had a talk with these guys the other night about it. I'm told them it's time to commit some time to this and do this for real for a little bit. Right.
Well, the other thing is too, and I don't want to, you know, I want to clarify sort of also what I was saying is the other thing that is incredible about the current state of the music industry, because I don't buy into necessarily the entire spectrum that it's doom and gloom and everything's bad and everything's going down the shitter. I think there's a lot of positivity and a lot of opportunities still to be had. I am a living testament to that because I didn't network with anyone. I didn't go around. Now I've learned the importance of that, but I wasn't going around like I had a video that I filmed in my kitchen that went batshit viral overnight and was on the Howard Stern show, and you know America's Got Talent was calling me and stuff like that from my living room. So there is no better opportunity to create something and or produce a cover or release content, no matter what it is, and have it go to the moon. And there's another guy out there, Jared Dines, who has blown the doors off of YouTube in the metal community, and he is constantly finding new ways to connect with people out there. And, he's got Blink 182 sharing his videos and stuff like that. And this is the new state of the music industry. People like me and people like him can connect with so many people just at the, at a keystroke. It's insane.
Right.
Now, this whole internet thing, like it is not just in music, it's in everything. Like everybody's coming off as a YouTube sensation. I even my son, my son's always coming up to me, and he's 17. He comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, Dad, check this out," like that, and I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" Like who the fuck is this guy? And he's like, "That's fucking Dashy." I'm like, "Fuck is Dashy?" But to these motherfuckers in high school, they're like,
yeah, those are
no, dude. That's the thing.
That
YouTube is MTV.
It's a
right?
network.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
YouTube is MTV.
Yes.
When I was in high school, dude, it was all about Headbangers Ball. It was all about who was playing live on fucking MTV, dude.
Yeah.
Nirvana was playing live on MTV and breaking shit. It was like, damn, dude, you see Nirvana last night?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it was like at school, man. And or who was playing Saturday Night Live? Smashing Pumpkins played Saturday Night Live, my senior year in high school. It was fucking bad. Anyway, these guys nowadays, man, YouTube is music. YouTube.
That's where you
they
go
got
for your
that
videos
shit, man.
now.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You don't watch, Fuse or MTV or any of those channels to get your music video fix.
So
now you got to go on YouTube and you make a playlist and you watch what you want. You don't have to wait for your favorite song to come on. You just dial it in.
So
let's know what else? I thought about that. That kind of hit me a few weeks ago. When you talk about how, the feelings that you have and the feelings that I had growing up as well, watching MTV and seeing these live performances, I kind of, when you said YouTube is like MTV, I had the same conversation a few weeks ago where I was watching a live stream of Metallica the night before that performance. And you can turn on your television and you can stream it in HD, exact quality that you see through your television, a professional production, and you can watch it. And to me, because I was glued to the show. I mean, it was an incredible performance. They've definitely still got it. But for me, that was like watching MTV again. And I think we're more empowered than ever to have those sort of experiences. I would love to see a daily, live stream metal show that we could watch online every single day. Whoever taps into that market, and there are so many opportunities out there, whoever taps into that daily countdown voting market of metal, I think is going to be immensely successful.
Yeah, I think streaming and getting on there and doing something like a channel on YouTube, man, like that's the way to go nowadays.
Well, it's not only it's so how would you say, it's so reachable. Like you can reach out to people all the way across the world this might reach somebody in Australia.
Well, you
and
know,
we're
yeah,
like,
you
what
look
the
at
fuck?
you look
know?
at like our SoundCloud stats or something, and I'm looking at it the other day, and you can go down and you can see where people are listening to your stuff, and then it'll say like worldwide or something, and you click that, and there's people like in Europe listening to the podcast, and it's crazy that, you know, we don't, you know, we like
Dude, I love
promote
Europe.
this, you know, but people are listening to this by word of mouth.
That's fucking awesome. I want them to invite us to Italy.
yes.
That's what I
Yeah.
want. I mean,
Yeah.
so no, I want to go back to something that Brian said. He said this. It all started with a video you shot in your kitchen, right? That what you said?
Yes.
So tell
Yes.
me, okay. So tell me from like that video, how you did that, just like quickly, you know, how you did that production wise, and then tell us where it's gotten to now. Like, what kind of production, film crew kind of situation are you doing for where you're going now? And tell me how that's
Yeah.
grown.
So when we first started, and I started working with Andrew Baina, who lives in Canada. He lives in Vancouver. I live in Virginia, so there's a big distance there. We talked about camera production. I started out filming my videos on a cell phone, and then we were always very much. I'm always open to criticism, and I'm always trying to soak up as much that I can to improve myself. So we started out on cell phones. At that point, we both got matching cameras because it would consolidate our quality, and the video would look very much like we were, you know, filming together or whatever, even though we were 3,000 miles apart. So we got Canon T3Is, which still to this day can film full music videos. They're $400, $500, $600, probably cheaper now. We were filming on those, and over time, with the money that was coming in through revenue of the covers that we were releasing, I was reinvesting in equipment and trying to, you know, obviously scale up the production value. Our production value is still nowhere near where I want it to be, but I'm now running my videos on a Canon XA20, which is, you know, there are videos on Netflix that were shot with that camera. So we've increased our production value very, very much so. But as far as a film crew or anything like that, I don't have one. I don't even necessarily want one because it would be so costly that, you know, it just wouldn't be that. That's the beauty of YouTube, though. You can produce everything completely on your own. And I also feel like, and I'm sure you guys would agree with your production, nobody's ever going to care about what you're doing as much as you are.
That's right.
And for me, I'm so, you know, I don't care if my production isn't the best. I just care that I know I did it, and we came together as friends and we made it. As lame as that sounds, we all each our own knowledge came together. Like my you know, Jonathan, his skills and his insane ability to produce, and his knowledge about that, he's taught me so much. My video knowledge, you know, and all of us coming together and producing is an authentic, organic experience rather than necessarily bringing in a bunch of outside people.
Dude, that
do
is
it.
so awesome. You know, you were saying it's lame. No, that's not. That's so far from fucking lame, man. That is
you.
so cool. No, it is because it's so organic. You know, and I asked you that question because when I watch the videos, they look pretty quality.
They
to
look
me,
great.
right? So
They
I
look
want
fucking great.
Thank you.
So that no, but I want the people out there that are the guys that are sitting on the couch that are like, man, I kind of want to do something like that. I want to
Yes.
I want to live my dream a little bit. You can. You
Yes, you
fucking can. Get a camera, dude. You know, this guy is doing high quality shit and he's doing it himself. He's doing it with just a
Dude.
few people. He got one camera. Fuck, dude,
Yeah.
it looks great.
It looks fucking
If you're on the
fantastic.
fence
Thank
out
you.
there, jump over and do it. Go for
Dude,
it.
and I'm gonna and when I was on the fence, just to expound upon what you were saying, when I was on the fence, dude, I picked up a credit card. And I went to Best Buy and I bought this camera. There's no Hollywood story here. I went to Best Buy, picked this camera up, stopped at Wendy's on the way home, and started filming shit. That's my career. You know,
That's excellent. That's excellent, man.
So what DAW are you guys using? What are you recording into?
Okay, well, let me give you a little rundown on that. I started out, just to tell you how far I've come. I started out using a program called Magix. Magix is sort of a drag and drop. Like it's very, very good for beginners. So if you're just getting into recording, I highly recommend it to you because I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for that program. Now I've gone through an evolution. I was using Adobe Audition, which is mostly meant to be used for video voiceovers and stuff like that. And then now I currently, and I love it and I swear by it, we all of us use Reaper, and that makes it a lot easier for us to collaborate. Reaper is sort of like an open source DAW, very light if you don't have all the specs in the world. There's so much you can do with it.
Yeah, that's one of our good buddies, Mark. He records on Reaper and he swears by it. You know, we use all the guys in our band, we all use Logic Pro X just so that we all have the same stuff. But yeah, I know that Reaper is it's a really solid program, man. I know a lot of people are using that.
Well, let me say this about DAWs too. DAWs are much like, you know, a shoe. Everything's going to get you where you need to go. There's not a you know, they all are pretty much the exact same thing. Now, when you start talking about plugins and stuff like that and VSTs, that's where you get into sort of maybe where you can improve quality and stuff like that. The DAW doesn't, it's just sort of like facilitates, it's the infrastructure of your music, I think.
I'd agree with that standpoint. Yeah, I mean, it's really just a tool, right? And it has APIs or, you know, plugins you can just go out there and get. I mean, the API, the plugins is really the big deal, right?
Yes.
Garbage in, garbage out. That's what it equates to.
But it does, exactly. If you make shit music, then it's not going to sound good. All right, you know, if you make good music, it's going to sound good no matter what you're using.
Yes.
So
I think there are some examples where you can make shit music and make it sound good though.
Yeah, I guess you can. Yeah, you can do. Yeah, that's possible.
So what would be when you guys are doing your covers and stuff? What's your process of choosing what you're gonna do?
Yes. So there are a number of different variables that come into play when we choose the songs that we want to cover. One of them is, I just have to be completely honest here. One of them is definitely, you know, interest. You know, we've had an extensive history with releasing certain tracks that nobody cares about, and people don't necessarily want to, you know, you're not going to reach a large market or whatever with that particular song. Another one is songs that I like or I think are, you know, maybe funny, and we do some of these songs tongue in cheek. But another one is, can it be licensed? It has to be. We have to be able to legally use it at this stage in the game. In the past, I didn't care, but we have to make sure everything's above board. Yes. So that's kind of how we go through it. But you know, if there's a song that we like, I'll give an example where we kind of went away from the formula. One of the more recent songs we did was the Weeknd song "Shameless." Yes. That's not a single by him. That's not a. I don't think it's ever going to be a single. It hasn't probably been heard by most metal fans. It's just a song that we really liked a lot, and we wanted to try something different.
Yeah, when I saw that one, I was like, man, that's kind of odd because, you know, that's not one of the Weeknd songs that's out there, you know. And I was like, I wonder why he did this, you know, like that's one of the things I was wondering too. Like, how do you guys go, you know?
Tell me about the Bieber cover.
Yeah, the Justin Bieber cover that we just did. That song, I am a shameless fan of pop music. I am fascinated by the amount of work that goes into it. It sounds crazy, but there is a team, you know, these large scale teams in these multi-million-dollar studios, and like the science behind a pop hit fascinates me. The you know, the multiple studies that have been done that show the simplicity of a song can connect with people on a scale that even the most technical music can't. So we try to add sort of, you know, an element of technicality to them. But like the Justin Bieber song is pretty, you know, as straightforward as it can get. But, you know, adding a little bounce to it, adding a little metal to it, almost transforms it completely. I mean, we were just on a fucking 150 radio stations last night for this cover alone, through iHeartRadio, which is the fucking, you know, the biggest.
That's Clear Channel, right?
Them all. Oh yeah, that's Clear Channel.
Clear Channel,
I mean that's the biggest. That's the king of all.
That goes everywhere.
That's king. Yeah. That's king shit radio.
Yeah.
If you're on iHeart, dude, you're big.
When you talk about being like in the pop thing.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever thought of New Kids on the Block?
Yeah, I mean,
Just because.
We did what was the song that we did? We did in like a lot of people only know about the newer stuff we did. We pulled down many of the ones that we did really early just because they weren't, you know, I like quality consistency. So some of the older ones we did, the videos were shit and I just didn't, you know, nobody was watching them, so we just pulled them down. But we did a cover of NSYNC's we've done a few NSYNC covers before anybody was really taking a look at our videos, but we did an NSYNC video. I think it was Bye Bye Bye, and we went to a thrift store. And again, to talk about a little bit of how we do things. Everything's on a very small budget. We went to a thrift store. We got some old shitty suits, like as obnoxious purple zebra. And we went on a beach and we filmed slow-mo headpans. You know, like when you in the boy band videos, when you turn your heads? Like I did it a little bit in the Thriller video. I think it's fun to do.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
and
dude,
so
you did a great job.
The whole video were just those like headpans. And in this upcoming Jumpman video, you know, I want to do like slow motion cigarette smoking, and I want to get a box of pizza and sit behind it fully naked and just like throw $3 on the, you know, just, I mean, you can get pretty out of control on YouTube because, you know, you don't have, I don't have to answer to any advertisers like I do through my websites. We can do whatever we want. That's another thing that's empowering about the music industry these days. You know, like you said, you can say, well, I'm going to start hitting it hard. I'm going to create something now, and I have a platform to release it on. I can be on iTunes directly competing with major label artists. And that's what's insane about it these days. Yeah. Any guy sitting on the couch right now, and that's what drives me fucking insane, is that, you know, don't let us talking about the income problems that might, you know, imagine how many great albums have been, you know, were never created because some guy is sitting in a cubicle, you know, working and has an innate talent to create something beautiful and something that could change lives, but it said, no, it's not a viable source of income. It should never be about the viability of making a living. It should be about what you're producing. And I'm not necessarily producing a whole lot of original music, but if you're putting together something that makes people feel something, you know, I think that above all is the most important, you know.
Well, I think the work that you know, I think you just hit the nail on the head there. The work that you're doing and artists like you are doing is so important because you are blazing the trail for competition with the big corporate greedy machine, right? I mean, that's what I call that. I mean, record companies, man, they are people that are sucking the life out of artists. Dude. That's what they do. They're not really helping artists anymore.
That, you know,
and
I think that's refreshing, dude. With the have you seen what was it? Protest the Hero?
Yes.
Where they brought a website on, and then they started a monthly subscription thing, right?
Yes.
It was like $1 or $2 a month. And they were you were going to get the tracks from their album as they were produced.
Yes.
So they were making one song a month, and they were recording this record over a year, which I thought the concept of that was really cool. They're like, all right, you guys are going to get it as it comes. You know, they have no record label. They did everything through like crowdfunding and this website. You know, it's breaking away from that old regime and blazing the new trail. That's gonna be what's the future for music.
Yes, and I think that I have heard a lot of horror stories about people that have been, you know, sort of tangled with these major label major label conglomerates, you know, sitting in a smokestack room, sort of pulling strings and you know, making decisions upon people's careers and stuff. I've heard many horrible stories. I think there are some labels that are very much that way. I also think there are some labels that have done some incredible shit lately. I want to shout out Epitaph, who has a friend of mine was involved in a very bad tour bus accident. He was touring with the Ghosts Inside, and their bus driver was killed. You know, their drummer lost his leg tragically. I mean, it's very, very, very bad thing. And Epitaph came out unsolicited. This was something that was never even thought of. they came out and released a statement. And to this day, every dollar they receive goes directly to that band. And I was just mind blown that they would. I mean, that's income that those labels also need to survive.
Now
that's really cool, man.
That's the guy that had I think they put out a picture of his foot, and it was all black, right?
Probably. I'm not sure.
Were you the one that
shit was
started
gruesome, man.
Did you do
Fuck.
a GoFundMe for those guys, or
Yes.
was that you that started that? And then Bring Me the Horizon, they donated like 10 grand, right?
Yeah, they did. All in all, we're at like $154,000 raised total.
That's just
Wow.
the community, man. That's everybody opening up their hearts and their wallets for a tragedy for this band.
Yeah, that's
And I think
Yeah.
that's
That's
beautiful,
love
man.
right
And you know, I have to commend you, man. I saw that and I was taken back. I was like, man, you're not part of that band. You're not with that band's team, but you felt like, hey, man, we need to step up and help these guys.
Well, it drove me crazy because, you know, first of all, I don't, you know, I am, you know, personally connected to, you know, like I said, my friend Chris was on that bus. He was hurt very bad. So I was either going to fly out there right when that happened, or, you know, I was going to try to maybe incentivize people to contribute, because everyone was shocked about it. Whether they liked the band, whether they were a fan or not, there were parents, like there was a mom of I don't remember what band she said her son was in, but she's like, my son is always on the road and I'm so worried about him and I hope this helps. And like people were just, you know, that story was, you know, it moved so many people. So I started it because I was worried about my friend Chris. I was on that bus several weeks prior, and they were headlining in Richmond, Virginia. And just before the show, we went and I was interviewing Killswitch Engage, and we went and caught them before their headliner down the street. So we were on that bus a few days before. So, you know, it was just like we were on that bus, and to see it happen, number one, and to see it happen to a band who makes a point to write music about positivity and about, you know, getting through things. I felt like we have this tool, you know, I call, you know, some people kind of treat it like virtual panhandling, you know, give me money to go on a vacation, give me money to do this. But this is the real power of the internet, where you can use it for good, to help people who were airlifted to the hospital, had, you know, they lost limbs in an accident, to help them cover their medical bills. And to be honest, 150 grand isn't going to even really make much ground for them with the type of, with the state of our healthcare system. Not to get too political. It's not really even political. It's just a shitty thing. It is a big problem, or whatever. And I was interviewed in Metal Hammer. Their Baby Metal issue is out right now, and I'm a big fan of Baby Metal. It's coming out in stores now. I think it's a little delayed to come to the U.S., but it'll be in like Barnes and Nobles in a few weeks. I was interviewed about it, and they sort of talked about the contrasts of good GoFundMe campaigns, which obviously this was a positive thing, and how it can be used negatively. And they talk about these bands who started this trend, Bring Me the Horizon. But I've also got to shout out Architects, who also donated. And then from there was just a domino effect. We had an anonymous donor who contributed $5,000. Somebody who did not care whether or not they got that. I mean, whoever that was, they were a major player in the music industry. And I still to this day have no clue who that was.
That's pretty neat, man. I mean,
that's kinda cool.
Somebody that has no interest in getting any recognition or, you know, acknowledgement, just, hey, I want to be part of this, you know, here's $5 grand. I mean, $5 grand, I don't care who you are and what you do. That's a good chunk of money, man.
Yes. Well, I have my theories about who I think it is. I'll keep those to myself. But, you know, there is an individual out there who is very much sort of a fatherly figure in the music community, who is the type of person who wouldn't care about getting credit and sort of leads by example. And I think those bands that came out very much led by example. Say what you want about Bring Me the Horizon and, you know, but that band, what they did was a show of character. It was an absolute show of character.
Right on, man. Well, that is an awesome story. I'm glad you talked about that.
Yeah, that was killer, dude. That was just something that touched me personally, you know, seeing how you did that, and that was just a selfless act by you. So that's badass, man, dude. Thank you so much.
Yep.
So what's next for Brian Storm, dude? What?
You know, we've got some. I'm currently working on a few different things. I've got some interviews coming up. I'm actually. This isn't confirmed yet, but I don't know if you guys have seen this, but there's a band called Mac Sabbath. This band is a band of McDonald's characters. You've got the Hamburglar. You've got Ronald
I'm a fan
McDonald.
already.
Look them up, dude. They play Mac Sabbath. They are a Black Sabbath band with McDonald's themed lyrics. It's the
my
greatest
God.
thing in the world. And I'm trying to interview them on Sunday. They have never granted any interviews. So if I get that, it will be a huge scoop.
That's killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What-
Their members are unidentified. I'm also another band that's anonymous, which is this really unique movement that's sort of happening. They just won a Grammy as Ghost.
The Ghost,
Yeah,
yes.
Ghost.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm working on possibly, I think it's going to happen, but again, talking about getting your hopes up too far, possibly interviewing them in May, which will be a big thing for me. But obviously, you know, talking about music, I think that these videos, we're going to keep producing them. We took a little hiatus to, you know, sort of divert our attention elsewhere a few months ago. But coming up, you know, in the near future, maybe we might even have some, you know, some different style content as well that we've been producing. Too. It's nothing that I can really elaborate on too much, but you know, that's sort of what the future holds.
Nice.
Dude, you know what, Brian? Dude, that's killer, man. And we really appreciate your time and you coming on.
Thanks for having
and
me,
doing
man.
This, man. This was fucking great.
You know, hey Brian, before we end this with you, go ahead. You know, tell everybody out there, if somebody doesn't know who you are, which I doubt that, but if they didn't, how would they find you? What's the best way to find you?
Yeah, certainly. I would encourage people to visit youtube.com/massive covers. That's what we've sort of talked about here. You can also see me on the Metal Sucks YouTube channel or over at metalsucks.net. I am the fat guy with the long hair in those videos. I'm playing a character of the Elitist. Please don't hold any of the things I say. I'm in character. It's satire. And then, of course, you can check out rockfeed.net, which is my news site.
Excellent. You know what? You are a very talented young man, dude. I wish you the best.
Thank you,
I
brother.
think that you were so, you know, if there are young musicians out there, I'm glad they've got guys like you to look up to, man, because you are really, you're really doing some cool stuff, man. Thanks a lot for
God
being
damn,
here.
you're really putting me over, man. Thank you so much, brother.
Well, no, I think that's good. You know, you meet a lot of, man, when I was in the music business, man, I'm telling you right now, I met some drug addicts. I met some elitist pricks. I met very few people like you. And I think that the work that you're doing, especially some of that volunteer stuff that you did, I really commend you on that. So I wish you the best of luck, man. Good talking with you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you guys, man. It was a great time talking to you, and you know, I look forward to hopefully speaking sometime in the future.
Yeah, man. You're
right,
always
brother.
welcome on this podcast, dude. You're definitely a friend. So, dude, thank you
Thank you,
again, man.
dudes.
All right, dude. We'll
All
talk
right,
to you
thanks a lot,
again.
man.
All right, party on.
Later, brother.
Later.
Yo, we're back. What is going on here? Is it even recording? It is. Dude. Hey, fuck, man. Hey, I'm not going to lie. I'm a shitty audio engineer.
You know, I like that the audience gets to enjoy that with us. Honestly,
like-
it's like,
and you know, we don't fucking edit this
I-
thing, so they get all the little fucking the nuggets of me fucking up.
well, I mean, when we first started this podcast, I didn't do that. I was always like edit out where I'm like bashing you about your shitty engineering. But now, you know what? It's just become,
you know, it's part
I can
of the
just,
podcast.
I can just do it. Yeah, it's part
yeah,
of
it's
the.
like, hey,
Yeah.
you're a shitty audio engineer.
So
It's not the podcast if you don't.
So you guys are getting a little eye into my friendship with Ted. Is like we are pretty relentless towards each other on the ball busting, right? I mean,
It
between
gets bad.
the three of us, like Leisure Suit and Ted fight. Like, I mean, that one when you guys were arguing at the end of the podcast was great because I was like, this is exactly what my friendship with these two idiots is. This is like, dude,
Hey, you know what? That was a tight interview with Brian Storm, man.
dude, Brian Storm, man.
That guy's a motherfucker, dude. He is so fucking good, dude.
I just feel like every time we have a really good guest, I'm like, that was the best guest.
Yeah,
we've
had a lot of best guests.
Yeah, it was really fun. I mean, he's a humble guy. I like that these, you know, a lot of these really great talented dudes that we're talking to in the music biz right now, they're all humble. You know,
Yeah,
I think they share that. You know, I really enjoyed hearing about the YouTube stuff, man, because I you know, that's something new this time around. If we make some music, I'd like to put it on YouTube.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a great. When I put the podcast up, I was researching when we started the podcast. Where the best platforms are to have everything, and YouTube is the second most used search engine. Period. It's like Google and YouTube.
Yeah.
And I know that too because I had some shit happen this week and I need to replace a guitar amp, right? So I'm looking on Google and I go, okay, I find this amp and then where do I go next? You go to YouTube because you want to see a video review. It's changed the way that everything works. I can read black and white print for days, but that doesn't really paint the whole picture.
Well, I think it's kind of something, and I don't like for me. When I see something on YouTube, if I'm trying to find out, well, how does this thing work? It's for dummies too. Dummies like my ass that don't know
fucking
shit.
Dummies like my ass. Dude.
How do I fucking fix this damn plumbing fucking pipe? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing right here.
Hey, dude,
you can look it up on YouTube and find it.
That's what I was just gonna say. You can look up how to install a ceiling fan.
Yeah, and it's gonna show you, man. Like, fuck, dude, it's amazing how the technology that we have now has come this fucking far
in our lifetime.
To where
it's crazy.
And now, not only has it come so far, but it's evolved to help people that want to get the shit out there. To where they don't have to go to a corporate dude and say, I need to get my shit out there. They just go directly to this, and you put your shit out there, and people like you, they'll watch you.
Why's he got to be a corporate dude?
I don't know.
Fuck them.
It just is.
Corporate America, dude, sounds kind of fucking.
No, I'm just busting your balls, man.
Yeah,
no, you're right.
I don't want to fuck with a label or anything. I know for our band, Luke, throw the shit on iTunes, put it up on YouTube, and let it fly.
Not
man.
only
Fuck
that,
it.
but Lucas just pulled out this little fucking.
Oh, he's got his Martin
guitar
out.
You can put that shit out here right now. You could sing some shit or fucking play some shit.
And it's going all over the world.
And you know what? About a week ago, I was talking to my sister, Lainey Lanes, right? And she was like, Luke, he sang something the other day. And it just sounded like, fuck. Luke's fucking lyrics are just, there's something about his voice that just comes out. And my sister goes back to Rewind, you know what I mean? And she's hearing Lucas for the first time again, and he's doing this new thing. And she's just like, I don't know what it is. There's just something about Luke's voice that is just awesome.
Oh, so she didn't hate on the country?
No. She actually likes country, though. She likes country.
Yeah.
And I was talking to her about the whole country thing after the last, that episode where we talked about country. And she was kind of like, fuck, like, you really don't like country, And then I told her about the whole fucking revelation where I was like, fuck, dude, this motherfucker blew my mind. This motherfucker blew my mind, And she's just like, yeah, you like certain people. But what's up with this thing, man?
I just like to have it out.
Well, fuck. I like when you have it out and you play something.
Well, I don't want to play on the podcast. I just want to kind of doodle.
Why not?
While I'm
You just
talking.
want to doodle while you're.
I don't want to play any. I just want to.
Cowboyish, right?
That
there.
is. That's cowboy.
Yeah.
This is like little.
Nice. Oh, okay. Well, since we're just, talking right now, but I actually had something to say. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to give a big shout out to the Cal State Bakersfield
Hell yeah.
Roadrunners
Dude.
for getting into the big dance.
Dude, 3-point shot at the buzzer.
At the buzzer, bro.
Man.
At the buzzer.
That's some big time.
Congratulations to those players and that staff, man. They did a good job. And I don't know. We're going to see who they're going to draw.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm proud to say that I am a CSUB
You're
road. Yeah, I'm
you're
alumni.
an alumni, dude.
Yeah, I graduated. I got my undergraduate degree at California State University in
Nice.
Bakersfield.
Also-
I'm extremely proud that they won the Western Atlantic Conference title.
The WAC title.
Yeah.
And I guess they're headed to the conference.
They're
the
headed,
game.
no,
My
they're
team-
headed to the
tournament.
big dance.
My
Mark,
alma
man,
mater
go.
didn't make it into that tournament.
Who's that?
That's University of Phoenix.
Yeah. How is their basketball program?
Last I checked, I was the star and team captain of that team.
Yeah, that couldn't be very good.
Yeah. 30 as fuck and fat. So the basketball quality is not going to be great. But
So
Well, you
I
know
guess
what? Because I'm a Valley person, I'm a Valley rider. Congratulations to Fresno State Bulldogs too. They got in too.
nice.
Yeah.
dude, that's Derek Carr's
So-
alma mater.
Well, no, I mean, let's talk about that. I mean, do we think that there is an actual shot there for a team like CSUB? I
know
don't
what?
follow college basketball too
This
much.
is
but-
this is what I say for college basketball because I follow it. I definitely gonna be following every game due to this broken foot, but there's always a chance for Cinderella, bro.
all right.
Yeah.
It's always a chance.
That's what you say.
It's
in
a
the-
single elimination, dude. Anything can happen.
yeah.
March Madness. Cinderella lives.
Shit happens, dude.
Yeah.
In March Madness.
Yep.
What was it a couple years ago? That small school that won it.
That won it.
Yeah.
I don't know about won it.
They got deep, right? It was like a small school.
Probably
though.
like VCU. VCU got pretty deep. think
I
they
don't
went to the
follow
Final Four.
I don't follow college basketball. I can't even fake this.
Yeah,
Dude,
speaking of getting deep, you guys are getting deep in the fucking weeds trying to talk about some basketball. Y'all don't know.
Yeah,
nothing
I don't
about
know
that.
fucking
I
shit
know
about.
about
Leisure.
basketball.
Leisure's a fucking sports connoisseur.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know about every.
I
fucking
could
sport
talk about-
possible.
So who's the top? Who's expected to win that thing?
I don't know. You got a few up there.
There's a
North
couple
Carolina-
power schools, like North Carolina,
North
Duke,
Carolina's
right?
playing tough right now. Nah, Duke's kind of whack.
Are they whack now?
Yeah. Villanova's playing tough right now.
What about
Kansas.
Kansas? Kansas? What about
Kansas
what about
is tough.
Kentucky?
Kentucky's?
They're usually good.
They're not as good as they were. They're not a dominant.
UCLA? Nah.
No.
UCLA.
dang.
Ted, another
Alabama had a
opportunity.
chance and they fucked it up.
Ted is like, it don't matter what it is. If it's his team, he thinks they're a runner for it.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
well, absolutely.
UCLA. I mean, they're not in the top four.
Yeah, no. USC.
No, man.
Nah.
USC's going in.
Is it? Yeah.
Oh yeah, they've beat some big time people.
Piss on USC. Fuck you, USC.
I'll tell you what. I'm such a diehard Roll Tide fan. I'm still going for the Roll Tide. They ain't even in it. I'm
Yeah.
going for
Dude,
'em.
you're just rooting for him.
You know what?
all the time.
I'm a North Carolina fan in basketball. When it comes to basketball, I've been following North Carolina since fucking James Worthy.
Tell me you go for Alabama in college football though.
No, I'm Michigan.
Fuck
bro.
no.
Go blue.
Nah.
Shit, we're hey.
You
Jim
changed.
Harbaugh's doing some crazy shit at Michigan right now. Crazy shit.
Hey,
Yeah.
People are hating on that fool right now.
I
They're
got.
gonna be the thing.
Y'all want to know something funny?
Huh.
Melissa got some. She got some new checks for us at the house.
Yeah.
What do you think the background was?
That's Roll Tide.
That's damn right. But here's the thing: some dick keep breaking into our mailboxes down the street. Dude, if you are the guy breaking into my mailboxes, son, hope I don't catch you, because I'm gonna duct tape you to a telephone pole, butt ass naked, and just leave your ass there.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go back to my house when I catch you there. in
Dude,
the
you
middle
need
of
to
the
go
night.
Big Lebowski on that motherfucker. And do you see what happens, Larry? Do you see what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass? Do you
Motherfucker.
see what happens, Larry?
Hey,
And you just fuck you fuck up his car, but it's really his neighbor's car, and then he comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Big
That-
Lebowski
So-
style.
let me talk to you guys about something real quick.
All right.
You guys don't watch TV too much, do you? You guys don't look like TV guys.
No, man. I don't watch. I hardly
Okay.
watch any TV.
I watch Grey's Anatomy.
I'm gonna tell you, there's this freaking show out there called Shades of Blue.
Haven't watched it.
Sounds gay.
Jennifer Lopez comes out in.
Oh yeah, that's the one with Ray Liotta.
Ray Liotta,
Yeah,
right?
It
Oh,
looks
really?
like
Oh, it's
it
got
looks
Ray Liotta in
fucking
it.
Too corny for me, dude.
You know what? No,
J-Lo's in
It's really good. It's really good. Like corrupt cops.
Does
you know?
J Lo look like shit in this show?
Nah.
She looks okay.
Nah, I'd fucking make out with her right there. I'd make out with her anyways. I don't give a fuck. But
Okay.
she's fucking.
Is
she's
she decent?
Jennifer Lopez, bro.
Dude, if Mark, let me put it like this with J-Lo. J-Lo set it straight for dudes out there. It don't matter. You can go for a girl like that whether you're ugly or not.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at her ex-husband. That fool,
Dude.
That fool is like, he looked like Skeletor, man.
Oh shit.
One of my
But
favorite
I bet you
chicks
the
all
motherfucker
time,
had
dude.
money though.
Well, of course he's got money.
I don't have
He's-
money, bro.
He
I
sings like an angel,
I just gotta
but
be fucking.
J-Lo don't give a shit about money. She's rich. I'm saying
You're talking
she-
about what is that? Mark Anthony?
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
that fool looked like
Mark
Skeletor.
Anthony's
That guy looked like a
motherfucker,
fucking
though,
rat,
bro.
dude.
I didn't like.
Hey,
I'm not a
Mark
fan.
Anthony's a motherfucker though. He could sing.
Yeah,
his ass
he's
Well, yeah.
he's got some fucking golden pipes, dude. But I'll tell you what, Jennifer Lopez in that "Waiting for Tonight" video in 1999. That was my shit,
Wait a minute
dude.
though. Wait a minute though. Don't get too far off of what I'm about to fucking say.
Oh
right
yeah,
now,
let's
because-
finish. Yeah, finish.
God damn.
Okay, this is my problem though.
What's up?
Okay, and I'm fucking like
Preach.
shit.
Preach.
Ray Liotta is like my dude. You know what I mean? Like I'm always like, that motherfucker's a fucking mafia motherfucker right there.
Gangster. Gangster.
But he goes in here, and then all of a sudden he's fucking standing there. I'm watching this episode, and it's getting deep, and he's fucking talking to this fucking dude that he's all corrupt with, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they kiss, and I was like,
God damn.
what the fuck?
That was like,
Like, oh shit! Like, it caught me off guard. It caught me off guard. You know what I mean? Like,
I just stopped.
And don't get me wrong.
Not shaming.
I
not
love
shaming
people,
gays.
period.
Yeah.
but I mean, hold on. That what that says to me is that Ray Liotta about to be gay like the whole show because he's not going. He's a
No,
big,
Ray Liotta, like, he's going into a different
'Cause he-
character now. I'm like,
he's a
what the fuck? I was like,
Which-
is this the?
Did you watch the new Seth Rogen movie?
no.
Which one?
The one where they're like they're buddies at Christmas time. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
the
was-
fuck. My son's
Dude,
always talking
dude,
about this shit. Dude.
We watched that shit last night. It's so funny, dude. Seth Rogen's character switches phones in a bar with some chick, right? And it's they both have iPhones. So he has this broad's iPhone. He's sitting at the dinner table and he's all fucked off on mushrooms, right? And he's just tripping balls. And all of a sudden, dick pics start coming in, dude. And he's like, he starts like entertaining it. He's like, man, that's a hell of a dick, like, and the guy's like, yeah, you like that? And he's like, yeah, actually, I do like that. And then he sends him another dick pic, and he's like, God damn. He's like, that is fucking impressive. And he's like, because the guy thinks it's his broad, right?
Right.
And so the guy's like, yeah, you want to suck it? And he's like, well, I'm not gay. I've never done that, but I kind of do,
That's the night before.
The night before, dude.
Oh, shit.
I was fucking crying during this part, dude. I was laughing so hard because it's popping up like on the TV, like the text messages, and there's fucking dick, and he starts texting back, and I'm like, God damn it, man. It's funnier than shit because he's like on a hell of a ton of drugs, dude. It was just funnier than fuck.
Yeah, it's
You
great.
guys got to watch that movie, by the way.
Yeah,
All right.
I eventually am gonna watch it. Dude,
I'll check
check
it.
it.
My
My
God.
son requesting that
Dude,
shit.
from start to finish, that movie was fucking hysterical, dude. It was so
you seen
funny.
the interview?
Oh, yeah.
Is it as funny as that? Because that shit was
All the
hilarious,
same
too.
people that are in that movie are in this. Like
Yeah,
the
that's just
the
funny as
dude that
fuck,
played
yeah.
Kim Jong Un
Yeah.
on the interview.
Yeah.
He's in the movie as another character. James Franco, Seth
Dude, that's
Rogen,
just
all
fucking-
the
that's
beautiful,
beautiful,
characters, dude. It's funnier than
That's
shit.
beautiful.
You know what's funny is that all those guys are like best friends, and it's kind of like the podcast, right? But they get together and they make movies.
Yeah.
That would be awesome though.
That's fucking cool, though. I see those guys, and everything they put out is funnier than shit, and it's just their homies. Like Jonah Hill and Seth Rogen, all the, I think it started with Superbad.
Dude, Superbad is one of my
Superbad is
favorite
bad.
fucking movies, man.
Pineapple Express.
Yeah,
Pineapple Express.
there's a lot of good. They're like
This is the end.
yeah.
This is the end.
God damn.
I'll tell you
Fucking
what.
Neighbors.
I'll tell you what was a real disappointment to me though. Talking about these super groups of comedy, is one of the old school classics from back when we were in the Corps, dude, was Super Troopers.
They just those guys were just here in town.
Oh really?
They the Farva and I think it was like the Mexican looking dude with the mustache. They were just at Tembler at the brewery. They're doing comedy shows up there, and next Saturday I've got tickets for Joey Diaz.
Oh shit, that's next Saturday.
Next Saturday, dude, Joey Diaz, dude.
Nice.
Are they, like it now? Is that like seating?
No, I think they're it's just like first come first serve, like a comedy club. You just get there early, get in line, and get a table.
I might have to go.
I think
bro.
you're gonna have to go, dude.
I
think you're gonna have to go because Joey Diaz, I think right now he's definitely top 5 funniest fucking guys that are performing right
Damn.
now.
Funniest
Bill
fucking
Burr, Joe Rogan.
So
Dude,
when's
all
this guy coming into town?
Which one, Joey Diaz?
Yeah,
Joey Diaz is gonna be here next Saturday,
25th.
Dang.
Is it 25th?
25th.
and he's not on the podcast.
Oh,
Hey, we're working on it.
Oh.
We're
All
working
right.
on
I'm
we
it.
just
would like
asking.
to have him.
I would like to have him on the
on here.
podcast. That'd be cool.
He's a motherfucker. You know what I mean? That
I just get
motherfucker's
because
crazy.
I'm not going to the show, so he could just do it right on the show here.
Okay.
That'd be.
I'd laugh at it then.
So if Joey Diaz ever fucking listens to this motherfucker, we want
Hey,
you to come
Joey
on.
Diaz, we want you on the Beat Lab.
Lucas wants you on the podcast.
That'd be good, man. That'd be good.
Yeah, dude, it's cool, man. But what? Fuck, I just completely went away from Super Troopers. What were you? Where were you going with that?
I'm just disappointed that they haven't come out with another movie because I mean there
Yeah.
was Beer Fest.
They're making another one, dude.
'cause
They're
Beer
like
Fest
in the
was
process
hilarious,
of making
too.
a second
It's a
Super
classic.
Troopers.
I think Beer Fest was hilarious.
Beer Fest
man.
was fucking
was funny.
hilarious, dude.
What was the first one? It was oh shit.
the murder one, right? Where
yeah.
they're at the hotel. Yeah,
They're
that
like on an island or something.
yeah, that one was just okay for me.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, one. It was all right.
Yeah, it
But
was all right.
Beer Fest, Super Troopers.
Those are high
fucking
quality,
tight.
dude.
And they're doing another Super Troopers movie.
Okay, they need to. I mean, they're getting old.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
So, okay, we're gonna go back to music here, and because I want to get your guys' take because I'm sitting at the house. Sometimes I'll look at the phone or I'll look at the computer and see what's the hype about, what's going on, what's happening out there. There's something going on out there right now that's kind of like I'm like, oh man, I would love to hear what people think about this. Phil Anselmo made some comments, or he made a little statement about the whole white power thing at a concert, some Dimebag thing.
Yeah, didn't we watch that on the show?
Yeah,
We-
where he
Yeah.
did the fucking whole Hitler
Yeah,
thing
he
and
did.
said
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
white power.
White fucking power.
You
yeah,
know,
and then,
and
then he
you-
got like a picture of himself out on a white porch swing, right, where he interviewed. He's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, brother, I want to just let everybody know that I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't really feel that way.
like a
sorry.
professional wrestler."
Yeah. The motherfucker, I don't know. Sometimes I get him and Henry Rollins fucking confused. You know what I mean? I'm just like, who the fuck is
You know
this?
what though? Here's the thing, man. This is, he came out and he issued this big public apology, but you watch that video, there is no fucking doubt in my mind that that man meant what he said. Like the fucking look on his face and the intensity at which he fucking did that, he was not playing around.
Yeah,
He
well,
wasn't fucking playing, dude.
Let me tell you this. When you do something like that, and
especially in this day and age
yeah,
with fucking viral videos.
This is what I'm saying though, is because I've been fucking drunk as fuck. Like I'm talking about Jack Daniels straight all the way.
Are you talking about getting out of the car on Sunset drunk?
Yeah,
and
we've
touching
already talked
Maseratis?
thoroughly about how messed up you've been on some booze,
Yeah.
man.
Okay,
so
so-
I don't think anybody's in doubt that you get way drunk.
Yeah, and I've never went as far as to say stuff, but I mean, like, it's possible that you could fucking say some stupid shit, being all fucked up.
Well, if anybody is responsible for saying some stupid shit when they're drunk, it's this guy, right? I'm gonna tell you right now. I've done and said some things. I mean, I can't even say them on the podcast for fear that it'd be an earshot of somebody in my family. But yeah, I've done. We all know in this room. We can remember how drunk I've been and how stupid I've been.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Well, okay. All right. So maybe it's plausible.
But this is the thing.
but not some racist shit. I don't think I've done that.
What's
No.
You know what I mean? Because I'm not racist.
down,
so-
down, right?
Down.
So they put out a little
Down,
thing where they
brother.
had to cancel all kinds of dates.
Well, they can't. Yeah, they're not going to Europe now.
Yeah.
Like they had a whole tour lined up that they're missing because
Yeah.
of one night.
But
One night cha-
like, what do you guys think? Like, what do you guys think about the whole comments and stuff like that? I don't think it's ever been said.
I don't think it. Like I was saying before, I don't think it was. The apology is really. I don't know if it's genuine or not. It's always kind of been out there that Phil Anselmo is like this like skinhead type dude. Like that was always the impression I got anyway.
I mean, you know what?
It like validated it almost.
Yeah, I mean, I don't condone racism, man. You know what I mean? But if we're, I think that the dude was out of line. He's apologized for it, whether he means it or not, or whether he truly is a racist or not. You know what? they're really not for me to judge, man. I mean, I wasn't a fan of his band anyway, but I mean,
I'm a fan of fucking Pantera.
No, I'm a fan of Pantera. I'm saying I'm not a fan of Down.
Down, Superjoint Ritual, anything that he did after Pantera, never really.
So I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna go see him anyway.
Yeah.
So, but you know what, man? I mean, I think that you have to make it to answer your your question here is, well, you either have to decide you're going to take the man at his word, or you have to decide you think he's full of shit and just write him off. You know, sounds like a lot of people have said, "Yeah, you're a fucking racist." Later,
yeah.
But here's what's funny.
There's no tolerance for that in this society. You know,
I do want to say this about racism, though. Here's what's funny about racism to me. There is a shitload of it going on a very public stage, and it's only, you know, this thing with Phil Anselmo is a bigger deal. I mean, what about this guy Chris Rock, man? You know, he's on the Grammys. I mean, I didn't watch it, right?
Yeah.
Or not the Grammys, the Oscars. He's doing the Oscars, right? This is where Leo just won his Oscar. The article I read about it was the entire show was Chris Rock talking about racism and being racist towards other races that are
that all stems from this like black black people haven't won any Oscars, right? Isn't that
no? This is what
the boycott.
Okay. I'm actually cool with what Chris Rock is talking about.
Well, I didn't watch it, so I don't know.
I didn't watch it either.
I don't. I'm saying is he being racist and no one's saying nothing, or so he's not?
Okay, so you know, and I can't quote everything, but
okay,
you know, supposedly Jada Pinkett Smith made an issue about, you know, like black actors and actresses not winning. You know what I mean? Like not being the, you know, considered for Oscar and stuff like that. And I don't know if that goes to like Will Smith for his Concussion movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she had made that fucking, you know, that statement. So Chris Rock is hosting the Oscars, and before the Oscars, he was kind of interviewed, and they're like, well, what kind of approach are you going to take towards this? Because, you know, this could make or break somebody's career. You know, some people fuck it up. Some people don't fuck it up, you know? And he was like, well, he goes, you know, I think you just got to go out there and you just got to fucking, you know, ask the questions that need to be out, you know, and just fucking go out there and do your thing, you know? So he goes in there and he just addressed the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
And he basically said fucking, you know, he basically came out and fucking addressed the Jada Pinkett thing. And then he made a fucking joke about it. And he was like, well, why is there a fucking category for actors, best actress and best actor? Why can't it just be who's the best?
Yeah.
You know, why does it got to be about, you know, somebody's fucking sex? You know, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, basically, that's what I got from him is calm the fuck down, Jada. Relax. It's not that fucking big of a deal, you know?
Well, you know, for me, man, if you're looking at, and I'm not commenting on any individual actor's performance because I don't rate acting, you know what I mean? But what I will say is this: if you're gonna take music, let's just say that this is for sake of argument, okay? First of all, there are a lot of fucking actors, black and white, that don't get Oscars every year, okay? And
Good
Asian
ones, too.
and Mexican and any other, you know, Filipino and Italian and a whole bunch of shit out there in the world that could get Oscars and they don't. Okay, so let's just put that out there first of all. Yeah. Second of all, if you're going to take music as a whole and you're going to say best female singer, best male singer of all the music that's out there, because that's what they do in movies.
Yeah.
Of all genres.
Who's going to win that shit? Probably Justin Bieber. Is Justin Bieber the best male singer out there? Fuck no. Right? But he's the most popular one.
Yeah.
And that's my point with that whole thing. So anyway, beyond,
it's all on popularity.
Well, hopefully racism isn't happening in our world today. I mean, I think that there is a degree of it.
That's 2016. That shit needs to be eradicated.
I would love, you know, and you know, like if you don't get out enough, and you ain't been to, and I know Luke is gonna be able to relate to what I'm talking about. In 2012, you know, I haven't been too far, about, you know, maybe the bordering states of California I've been to, but in 2012 I went to Mississippi, and
yeah, you worked a big prison riot down there.
Yeah, I went over there for some shit, right? But I was like, my fucking hair's getting fucking long, right?
Yeah.
I'm used to the fucking California fade, right? I'm like, I gotta get my shit fucking faded up, right? So let me go fucking. I'm driving a little rental car and shit. I'm driving around. There's a post office, and across the street from the post office, I see a barber pole outside. There you go, barber, right? I don't know what the fuck. I'm in Mississippi. I'm like fucking 30 hours away, from California. So I go up in there, and I'm like, I look, and you see these fucking older fucking white guys, and they're sitting on their chairs, and it's like an old school barbershop where motherfuckers talking shit right there to each other, And I'm like, hey, and they're like, they look at me, and they fucking looked at me fucking
greasy,
hella greasy, right? And I was like, oh shit, right? It's like, what's up, guys? I was like, you guys do fades here? One of the guys that was sitting down there, nope. Right? Like just straight up, nope. I was like, oh fuck, like that didn't sound. That sounded like a nope. Like get the fuck out of here. But yeah, we do. Like so. I was like, all right, gentlemen, enjoy your day, and I fucking take off, right? But I had to go to a sports clips place that was a straight up fucking what do you call that? Like a commercial place?
Yeah, like a Supercuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had to go there, and they didn't give me. They were sit down, but they didn't have no business either,
Yeah.
But they were just cutting my hair, and I was just like, oh. But now as I work, and then I'm working at this place, and I'm thinking, I'm from California. This is Mississippi. I'm gonna get me some chicks up in this motherfucker, California fucking dreamboat, right?
Yeah, that's
Right.
Even though I don't
Keep
look-
calm, date a
I
big
don't
guy.
fit the description, but I'm just like, yeah, I'm from Cali. What's up? And I'm from California like that. And the girls are like, what are you? I'm like, what do you mean? What am I? Like, Torres, my last name. Like, they're like, no, what? Is you Mexican?
Is you Mexican?
Is you Mexican? But I'm like, yeah, like,
Yeah, ain't you ever seen one?
Fucking like I'm that Carmel motherfucker,
Yeah.
But fuck, dude, I had never experienced that level of like stereo. You know what I mean? Like where
Yeah.
you just categorized. Like I'm like, fuck, I did not. Nah, I'm not gonna fucking go there. I'm not gonna go there. But anyways,
No, but you've seen racism firsthand. I've
Yeah.
experienced it, dude. I went and, I grew up in the South, and at one point, when I was in 6th grade, I had to transfer to a different school, and I was a minority actually in my class, and man, dude, I got picked on because I was white. No kidding. I was in the South and going. My class was predominantly black, and those folks. I was also new, which added to that, and I was also me who didn't take any shit off anybody, so that added to that. But I mean, yeah, dude, I got picked on because I was white. But then, as an adult, that's a kid thing. Chalk it up to whatever. Chalk it up to being new. Chalk it up to being chubby in 6th grade. I don't know, whatever. But I experienced it as an adult in Japan. I was in Okinawa, Japan, on a deployment, man, and I was out on one of we called it Gate 2 Street because it was by the Gate 2 of the Air Force Base, and we're out there, man, drinking, having a good time, eating some cat dog, off the grill on the out of the little barbecue guys on the street, and walk up to this like club, dude, and see these hot chicks go in a club, but the club says Japanese only.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some like 1950s
yeah, that's
like racism shit.
Yeah, dude.
That's crazy.
I mean, it
That's
happened
some
more than
remember
one
the type
time, but that
shit
was
right
the
there.
first time.
You know
I
what's
remember.
crazy is like where I grew up there in Lake Arrowhead, we didn't have any cultural diversity at all. It was white, period. We had like one black guy at our school, and he was raised by a white family. He was adopted, and he was a fucking snowboarder. Like that guy didn't even count. Like I think I was the blackest guy at my school wearing Wu-Tang shirts, I mean, it was crazy. I didn't have any exposure to any other like races until I got in the Marine Corps. It's just like the place I came from was a cultural wasteland. It was strictly, it was just white.
The crazy thing is like coming from California living in California, it's so racially mixed here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, man, I can seriously, because I have so many Filipino friends, I can seriously understand what they're talking about sometimes. Like, I'm just sitting there and just like, oh, I know what they're talking about. You know? I might not know how to talk it, but I know where they're going with that. You know? And I'm like, shit. Like, I think it's great that everybody mixes together and fucking just understands culture from everybody. You know what I mean?
That's good, dude. And that's, you know, I was at a disadvantage coming from a school and a community that was like the way it was. You know, our kids growing up in these societies where it's, you know, like, you know, right down the street from our house right here, you know, you have those Indian dudes that are always, you know, congregating around. They have their picnic table out here, you know, and you got, you know, some Mexican dudes out there and they're playing soccer in the park. And you just have all these guys out here and everybody's just getting along cool. And your kids see that. They're not going to grow up like thinking anything's weird or you know, they're not going to be shocked by different races and cultures.
Yeah, but you know, that's the thing is that it's that, but more than that, it's parents don't teach your kids to be racist.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
like,
don't teach hate.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing is that, you know, my daughter, she wants to watch that movie, The Princess and the Frog. That's her big thing right now.
Yeah.
And the character in that, almost all the characters actually are African American in that show. And I think that's so cool because she doesn't really see it any different. And I'm so glad that I'm raising, because I'm going to tell you right now, when I was her age, when I was growing up, that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
It would not have happened in my house. And so I had to overcome that stereotype growing up. But it was just, in the South,
You're talking about the 1980s in the Deep South.
yeah, I am talking about that.
Yeah,
And
exactly. Like,
So,
I mean, it's just good that as a society, dude, we took a fucking weird turn in this podcast, but I mean, it's an important topic.
well,
you
I
know?
think that, yeah, you know, since we're there, I think the takeaway, the message is, hey, don't be a racist piece of shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Except, you know, judge people based on like who they are, not what color they are. That's really fucking stupid nowadays. If I see somebody that's like that, you know what I do is I pity them because they're an idiot.
Close-minded.
Like, yeah, I
fools.
mean,
That's all it is.
dude, we live in a day and age where really the United States is one of the only countries you really hear about having this kind of issue.
Yeah.
You know, you meet somebody from England, they're English. It doesn't matter what color their skin is. Yeah. And I think that's the thing for me is that I've moved to a point in my life where I don't acknowledge racism really, you know? For me, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So,
well,
hopefully it gets erased, man.
Yeah, I hope so.
But I've had fun on this podcast.
it was a good
as much
podcast,
as I've had,
dude.
you
It
know?
was fucking great having Brian Storm, dude.
Brian Storm was a great guest.
Yeah,
Brian,
he was awesome.
talented guy.
But we're
Yeah.
ready to wrap it up for the
I think I'm
weekend.
ready, man. I want to play.
I want to play some music,
I'm
dude.
gonna play this guitar right now.
I want to go get some fucking pizza.
All
That's
right.
one
Hey,
thing I
you
didn't-
talking about pizza, dude? Brian Storm's a
That's one
pizza
thing I
eating
did not
motherfucker,
get
dude.
to fucking ask that
Was how
motherfucker.
his undying devotion
Yeah,
and love
he is
for
a
pizza.
fucking connoisseur, bro. Fucking.
I love pizza too.
motherfucker loves
Yeah, but
pizza.
nobody loves pizza like this motherfucker, dude. Brian Storm
Dude, we're
loves
gonna
pizza.
fucking eat some pizza or something.
Well, when he comes back on, I want to talk about pizza because
We're
I do
definitely
love
gonna
pizza.
have Brian, because now that we're sitting here, I'm thinking of other questions I should ask the guy.
No, I'm really fucking.
We gotta have a
sad.
part 2, dude.
I'm
A part
sad
two.
about the pizza thing because that was one thing that I saw of him. That was the first thing I saw was motherfucking love pizza.
Oh,
You know,
dude.
like,
yep. Hey,
fuck.
Brian Storm, if you're still listening to this podcast, we got to do part 2, brother. So, hey, let's wrap this up. I want to play my fucking drums, dude. Pizza. Leisure wants to eat, and Luke and I
Yes.
want to play some music. So that's where we're at. We're gonna call it a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the Beat Lab podcast. We're out.
Later.
Later.